What up, good people? It's your boy BTG, aka Bust Them Guns, back at you with another tabletop review. Tonight we working with some Star Wars action. We got that Stormtrooper Rock Island Armory VR80 12 gauge on deck. And this bad boy here is something different. You know, this is definitely a load of fun, and it's got a wild look to it. So it's something to shoot. Kicks like a mule, but that's what you expect. It's a 12 gauge, you know, so you get what you expect. Well, let's take it out, take a look at it, see what we're working with. We got it sitting in that PEEK case. This is one of the cases I mentioned in the previous video. They make them for all type weapons. This is the one for the VR80. This is a one decker. This is the guitar style. So you close that bad boy up. Same setup as all of them. They've got the combination lock on there. Zip it closed, you can lock it. Set the combination so it's secure. Got a soft canvas look, but it's actually a hard case. So this is a nice something to transport it in, and it gives it a nice look. So I like it. I like the way you can set it up and organize it. This VR80 comes with, if you're just buying the standard, it comes with 2 5-round magazines. So I got the 2 5 rounds here. This one I got in a semi-package. I also got 2 9-round magazines with it. So I've got the 2 9s, and then I added the 20-round drum afterwards. So this bad boy is well equipped. You can load it up. You got some extra slots in here where you can put some additional shells if you want. Whatever you decide, you can keep the mag. You got the magazines loaded. You don't need these, but this is aesthetics and it's nice to have. If you want to carry some extra shells. But let's take it out, clear the weapon, take a closer look at it. So this is AR style 12 gauge. Weapon is clear and nothing in the magazine. We'll stick this drum in this bad boy. Let's see how it looks. The drum is empty. So that's how that bad boy looks with that 20-round drum sitting in there. 20 rounds to 12 gauge, that's a lot of weight, but it's a lot of ammo. So, I mean, if you're packing something like this, you ought to be able to handle the weight. So no complaints there. But that's a pretty wild look. And we'll pop that out and we'll just stick one of these 5 rounds in here just for aesthetics. So that's what we're working with. But this here is something different. This here is the shroud. This actually screws on and off. So you have to take that off to disassemble and to clean it if you want to do a thorough cleaning. Other than that, it does break down. It's got AR controls, so you got the pins. So it does break down like a standard AR. But if you want to do an in-depth cleaning, then you start up here, take this off, slide the rail off, and then the internals, you can get to them and do a thorough cleaning. The way it comes, you do get the sights on here, so you get flip-up sights from the factory. On this side, you've got slings. So if you want to put a sling on there, you've got the loops. Put you a couple of slings on there. I added these grips here. These are rubber grips. These are just snap-in. So I put those on here. This thing, you don't have much clearance under this rail. So if you are going to be adding something, you got to be careful what you put in this area, because it is actual action going on in there. So there's a sleeve in there that slides. And let's give you an example. If you lock this bad boy back, you can hear this. When you flip it, and that sleeve in there, you should be able to hear that freely move. And if you can't hear that move, then that's a problem, and you're going to have a problem with it cycling. What I did when I first got this, I took it out to shoot it, and it tells you it's at least a 250 round break-in period of heavy brass. So shoot indoor range, all you can shoot are the slugs. So I loaded it up with slugs, and I probably went through about 25 rounds of slugs, and that's 1600 PSI, or feet per second, and that's a kick. This bad boy hits hard. With those 1600 slugs in there, it was absolutely no way in hell I was gonna do another 225 rounds of that. So I call myself cheating. I read somewhere where you can just lock the slide back and leave it locked, and that'll help with the break-in on the spring. So I just locked the slide back, locked the bolt back, and just left it for probably about a month before I took it out again. So in between that time, I added this grip. This is the Hera CQR grip, and that's a nice grip, nice style. So I was gonna originally take this rear stock off of here. I bought the Chris Vector stock, the white stock to put on here. But once I ran across this grip, I like that grip, and it kind of goes hand in hand with this rear stock. So I decided to leave it on there. But to mount this, I had to add a Picatinny rail here. So the problem that you have is you don't have much clearance between this action in here, because this is a low profile rail. So you don't have much clearance as far as getting to your M-locks and locking them in there. So what I had to do, I had to Dremel down the heads of those M-locks to put them in there so they would still clear that action and not affect it when that sleeve was moving in there. But what I didn't think about, I also added these side grips at the same time. So when I went back to the range to shoot it, I figured it should be broke in now. I can shoot some lower brass in here, and it wasn't cycling. And I went to the high brass, and it's giving me cycling issues as well. So I realized afterwards that when I pop, because these are just pop-in rubber grommet type into the M-lock rails, they were going in too far and keeping that action from moving freely. And that was causing me to have cycling issues. So again, I took and cut off some of that rubber, smoothed it down low enough to where it didn't affect that sleeve, and it ran fine. Runs the low brass. Obviously it's gonna run the high brass, no problem. But now it runs the low brass as well. And I didn't have to go through that 250 round abuse with that high brass. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're working with these, the tolerance is tight under here. So be careful, make sure that you got that movement of that sleeve freely. And they tell you don't oil that. That should be left dry when you clean it so that they can move freely. So that's some tips that I wish I'd had up front, so I figured that out the hard way. But as far as the rest of this bad boy, just run down. I think that grip looks nice on there. I did add the SightMark on here because I know that's a tough optic and it can take that 12 gauge. So I added that SightMark. That's that M-Spec Ultra, same one I run on my 50. And as far as controls, AR controls. So mag release here, you got your safety lever right there, takedown pins. Other side, you got your slide release here. And the lever, it is a reciprocating lever, so don't let that get you. Sticks out good there, you can get a good grip on it. But functional AR controls, trigger is nice. Trigger's decent, nothing special. So check it out. One stage, you're on the wall right away. On safety, bam. Reset, bam. It's not a heavy trigger though. That feels, I haven't measured it, but that only feels like maybe a 4 or 5 pound trigger. So that's decent. You don't need anything special out of a platform like this. I like this setup. I definitely wanted the Stormtrooper white as soon as I saw it. So this works for me. I'm gonna leave it just like it is. Adding that Hera grip, just kind of set it off for me. So I like this package. So this is my Rock Island VR80. That's a 20-inch barrel, chambered in 12 gauge, and this bad boy is nice. So another one out of the collection in that peak case. So holla at your boy, BTG. I'm out.